Where are we headed?
Hear that? What? What was that?
I'm taking cover! Put him down! No prisoners!
Didn't work.
I put my whole life in that cannery.
What was that?
Take him down!
Don't do this! Where are we headed? You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but real machines have the machine Vickers. It just comes.
Any luck finding? No kid. Look at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I appreciate. In fact, well, don't keep. Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole days. Well, don't keep. The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went. That's a complete set. Oh, aside.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just. What's on? Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me. We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go, mostly on account of my incompetence. I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found...
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... I mean, we could really use... Oh, this isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you.
Yeah, huh? In the bar. Sorry. It's not like I think it a failing, mind. It's just when they come in here, they might be happy or sad. When they leave, they're mad at themselves. Maybe so.
You are welcome here.
You hungry? We got something I can help.
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for. Armed stranger. Got anything? No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just... Thank the Eternal. Wait, Marauder Camp. Is she all right? Getting along. What? Sitting around a campfire telling stories? If you could bring her home, I'd be obliged. And if you could cross off some Marauder...
But I wouldn't do for a wedding. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks. And no serial dramas. I've been thinking about going back. I'll take my stuff and head on back.
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad. You pretty much did my job. Let me know if I could.
Is this your ship? Oh, gosh. Listen to me, Bab. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. I have imagined it, but until you came along, I never thought I had the choice. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I never got along with Mr. Thompson, but I don't think he deserved to die. I don't know about that. Mr. Thompson wasn't an evil man. He wasn't given to violence. Though if Miss McDevitt were here, I wager she'd agree with you. I had my misgivings about Miss McDevitt and the deserters, but you took pity on them and sent power to their garden even though you knew Mr. Thompson would hate you for it. All this time, you've been determined to get your regulator back, get your ship up and running, and cut a path out of... Yes! Captain.
Captain, I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power. I appreciate... What can I do for you? Do you... Outside power? What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating with an accept. I am prepared to bring the unreliable in. We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells. Based on my initial calculations of Dr. Wells...
Aha, there you are. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Good, great. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive... You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to... Gladys Kilkelly, lovely woman. Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. None of us are leaving Hell. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav... The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are... In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures, more than... You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove... Excellent. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal. The repair station is currently idle.
Yeah, so this is my... I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the cozy... That's in pretty good shape considering how hard Mr. Hawthorne ran it. It's a Yakita LHA 120, A2 model, I'm pretty sure. The Block 2 design scooshed in extra cargo space but didn't change the stock engines. Probably a touch underpowered, huh?
Accurate in all particulars. I conclude you are Edgewater's board-certified mechanic.
Fly-by-wire's pretty normal. Or leastways, that's what I read in the trades. I've never been on a real ship before. Hello. I am not a board-certified mechanic, but my dad was. He taught me.
Speech recognition is one of the many skills I have been.
You're not simulating it, you're doing it! I asked a question and you answered it.
I am gratified.
I don't see any holes in the hull. I'll take a good squint at her, make sure everything's tip-top. But I think we're cooking with plasma torches. You can do that, you know. My dad taught me how to make grilled cheese sandwiches with a plasma torch.
We've arrived at the groundbreaker. Do return in 1 p.m.
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. I was thinking that I don't got much experience fixing actual space. Thanks. Did you... That's on account of how I never met her. It's hard to miss what you never knew. I don't ponder it over much. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers. On my way. I'm on my way. Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
That's not the point. This half was just not...
Hey, no offense, but I don't think this walking salt tuna can's gonna appreciate you interrupting.
Keep talking, Millstone. Now's not a good time.
So, go space your...
You must really want to truncheon through... This ain't a show. Do what you want.
Whatever you heard. I had this form. Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the... He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting. That's when I broadsided him with a top. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation. Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing. So your ship's got a dark and violent history? Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. Oh, not a... See you around, boss. Going for a stroll around the docking base? Going for a stroll around the docking base?
Wish they'd let us off station. Air up here's just recycled space parts.
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Unless you're here to file an ins... Got a hot one for... Ah. Kicked one right in the kneecap while he poked the other in the eyes. But if our resources clear... Last tip. You... I do.
Identification, please. You've got a ship, but you've never visited Groundbreaker. You must have just dusted off from one of those dirt-side outposts.
Sure did. And now we're in space.
Well, welcome to Groundbreaker. I'm sorry to tell you that, according to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it. Not stuck, per se. You could always throw yourself out the airlock. Of course, then you'd find yourself with an exciting new problem. Just the opposite. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations here.
They must have a real big bee in their bonnet.
If I had to take a guess as to why, you probably riled up the wrong petty board bureaucrat. A man named Udom Bedford. You take the starch out of them, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a... Wanda Dorset over in sickbay? Tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to... Much... Is there any... You noticed. What can I say? We're passionate. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them. It's a delicate balance, right? We could cancel their freighters' docking privileges in retaliation, but where'd that lead us? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for... Not that he would, being a board. Yep, Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing base. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year. Sure thing. Be seeing.
Rizzo's Purpleberry Punch. You want a punch?
Sorry about the heat. Chief Tennyson will get the radiators fixed soon. Of course, this heat sure... Oh, and it... A lot of... Heard of it? My orientation aether wave showed that famous Saltoon...
If you did, that'd be good, actually. They could use the help.
I'd have to go over my contract, but I don't think... So, what can I... I'm bound to... You would never ask if you knew what it's like in here. I mean, why, anyone can be a Spacer's Choice Consumer Relations Choice Specialist. Just...
You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene.
I am not making a scene.
Can't say I've seen you. If you're here to better yourself... Did he now? The mouth on that man. I swear, he must be referring to Irion. I'm sure the fool's gotten himself into another scrape. I'm beginning to wonder if I'm ever gonna get my service mechanicals at this rate. Our delivery... A brave idiot with a penchant for getting himself to... I'd be grateful. Last he told me, he was taking a short... You look out... Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
Yeah, no
Try not to touch anything.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the...
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one... Has something happened to my favorite... Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend... He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Ah, that's just like him. Tell me. No! How dreadful. That was always Alex's greatest fear, you know. Right, you're going in. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief. That's... well, that's just terrible news. Oh, It's personal business, I'm afraid. Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. Well, it's... What? All right. Whom else would I work for? Those sublight thugs? That Tennyson? The board is the only force for order in... That's a curious question. I can't say I've ever considered how... Permit me to answer your question another way. In Byzantium, I was one among many. I often felt, here I have a measure of power and suffering. I understand. That's an unusual rhetorical tactic. Indeed. An apprehension of this caliber will be tremendous for my... Just a teensy one, the teensiest. Nothing to, The thing is, I needed money. A lot of money, quickly, for reasons. I might have pawned my official board seal to Gladys, the black market fence here on the Groundbreaker. I can't authorize the paperwork you'll need to turn Phineas in without it.
To give away something so important to you, there must have been some curious reasons.
I'll thank you not to question my motives, young miss. It was a mistake. It's only temporary, so you'll need... Oh, it might...
Oh, gosh.
I'm very well... Now...
Last day of this posting can't come soon enough.
Bless my heart. You here for a particular Depends. What are you planning? See the lights. Taking a show or two at the infamous Bijou. Could be a treat. All right, I'll sell it to you. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little more. Do you know Edna over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway, and Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago. You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. The more we got... Don't forget. Anytime.